Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me. Happy Sunday to all of you. I have a lot of information I would like to bring to you pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Her bio donors have gone to Hollywood to appear on the Dr. Phil show. Check your local listings for the said time and air date. And if I get that said information, I will gladly bring it to you. The second part of my video will be pertaining to the hunt for Brian Laundrie. Commentary coming from the Petito-Schmidt family. They have a lot to say pertaining to the Mr. Laundrie being on the runs. At this point, I don't think that he's missing. I do believe he is on the run. Hello, Denise. Thank you so much for joining me. That's the said information. I'm going to go ahead and get started because this will probably be a very winded live with all the updates I have to bring you, things that I found in the in my database pertaining to the Laundries. There's a lot that's being said down there in Florida pertaining to them. A lot of information coming from law officials and also information from the parents, the Petitos and the Schmitz family, and things pertaining to dog. So I'm just going to bring you, this will be all inclusive chat because I want to touch on everything because I can no longer just do one video at a time for these said subject matters because they get very winded. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is pertaining to Summer Wells. As most of you know, there was a prayer vigil a couple of days ago, and also her parents, bio donors. I don't like to say parents, I say bio donors. They are Hollywood. They've gone to Hollywood now, which I think is atrocious and so disrespectful to the child. For so many reasons and various reasons due to the fact the bio donor male has been on all of these social media platforms talking and falling out with these said YouTubers. And now he's playing off the disappearance of his child, which most of us believe that he and his wife are complicit to the disappearance of Summer Wells, and to take advantage of that situation by taking stupid photographs of said YouTubers in an airport or wherever the hell they were, going out here to the Dr. Phil show, reaching out to all these random people is so disrespectful to this child. And it shows me that they don't care for their child, that they do know where their child is, be it alive or deceased. They don't care. They're riding off the coattails of the storyline, the narrative, and it's shameful. News 11 is the source. 1 second.
There's only a few investigations.
Sorry about that. Commercial plan. Thank you so much. I hope this video plays because it acts very strange. These videos inside of these articles. This was updated October 15th pertaining to the prayer vigil for Summer Wells.
Tonight, people from the Tri-Cities and beyond met in Rogersville to pray for Summer Wells. Tomorrow marks 4 months since the 5-year-old went missing and was reported missing from her home in Hawkins County. Days of searching and an outpouring of support from the community, still no sign of the 5-year-old. John Jenko has more on the vigil.
Here in Rogersville, about 30 people gathered in prayer for the safe return of Summer Wells. Their prayers coming just hours before we hit 4 months since Summer was first reported missing.
We don't want this to fade away. We want to keep her being the center of it. So our prayers are for her to be found.
In the months since Summer Wells went missing from the Beach Creek community, people from all around the Tri-Cities have waited anxiously for her return. Tonight, several of those people gathered to shine a light, hoping she makes it home.
This representative lighting the way to bring her back and hopefully lighting the way to find her.
Candles in hand, people joined together to pray and sing for Summer Wells. One of those people, Haley Justine Thompson, came all the way from Florida for Summer.
I came up here to step foot on this ground and pray where she has been. This whole event is for Summer and for bringing awareness to her case. We're right around the 4-month mark, so it's very important for us to keep her name out there.
Thompson followed the Wells case from the beginning. She says the prayer circle shows unity amid social media speculation about the disappearance.
There's been a lot of divisiveness with this case, and really the community just needed a time to come together and to be able to honor this little girl.
This vigil, organized by the same group that held several prayer circles in Kingsport. Broadwater says the past 4 months have been difficult, not knowing where Summer could be. But he says events like this help him keep the faith that she will be okay.
They've been struggles and dark moments when hope kind of gleams a little bit, but we're hanging on to hope above all else because we believe that she is still alive.
Organizers tell me they plan to continue these prayer circles until Summer is found. In Rogersville, John Jenko, News Channel 11.
Summer's parents, Don and Candace Wells, did not attend the vigil. They are scheduled to appear on an upcoming episode of the Dr. Phil Show.
Okay, that's it.
Anything could happen.
Sorry about that. That's WJHL Channel 11 News. I'm trying to do too many things, and I'm laughing at Denise's comment. That's the sad information. 4 months. Summer Wells has been missing. Prayer vigil, Rogersville. No sign of the parents. Obviously, they are out of the loop, out of town. I don't know if they're still gone or not. That's the sad information. This event was organized by the Awakened Church, and it brought over 30 people to the said park. News 11 is the source. Okay, we'll make sure I get everything. WVLT TV is the second source pertaining to Summer Wells. Okay, this is uploaded on the 16th of October. Parents of Summer Wells to appear on Dr. Phil. The parents of the missing 5-year-old will appear on an episode of Dr. Phil. Donna Wells and Candace Bly. Amazing how she doesn't go by Wells anymore. Candace Bly. Parents of missing Hawkins County 5-year-old Summer Wells are set to appear on an episode of Dr. Phil, according to Jerry Sherrill, a representative with the show. Summer Wells went missing in June. Since then, law enforcement has dedicated thousands of hours looking for the girl, but no one has found her yet. Don recently gave a breakdown of what he thinks happened to his daughter in an exclusive report from WVLT News. The two also began posting videos to YouTube where they thanked the community and shared her story. All right, that's the said information. Channel 8 News is the source if you need any verification for that said information that I just brought to you. So prayer vigil took place the other day, and now we get information that the parents are going to Dr. Phil. I didn't want to believe it when I first heard the rumor last week, because as I always tell you all, hello, everybody, I like to have a source for the information. I just don't pass information back to the fans on my channel because somebody heard it on another channel or this and that. I have to have verification. And as you see, it's come from the news. So therefore, I put it on my channel that they're going. Why they're going to the Dr. Phil show is a mystery to me. But as I state, before I get into my other story pertaining to Petito Laundrie story, this is atrocious to me, what they're doing. The fact that you're looking at now, she doesn't use the Wells last name, but aren't you married to Mr. Donald? So why are you now carrying Bly? Because shortly after the story broke, she started carrying the name Bly instead of Wells, which I find very strange. And so if I was the husband, I'd be asking my wife, why are you now dropping my name? You're my wife. Why are you dropping the name? Yeah, that part. Because obviously something was going on with these people beforehand, before the child went missing, before the children were placed with the state. I've always said that because this is what happens in every story. Shit was off killed before the children ever went missing or found deceased. That's the whole point of these stories. They're all the same. Different people, but the game is the same. The disrespect is the same. The felonious behavior, the neglect, the abuse, it's all the same. You've reached out to all these YouTubers, Mr. Wells, and now you have decided to go find the grand poobah of daytime TV, which is Mr. Phil, Dr. Phil. You are a piece of work, sir. You are indeed a piece of work. So the YouTubers were too low rent for you. So you decided, I'm going to up you one. Come on, Queen. Throw a little street at them. They ain't ready on a Sunday. Church is over. We're going to go to the new church now. You decided to go up one. Say, I'm going to go call Dr. Phil and see what lies I can spin. To the bald-headed white guy on TV. Because I like Dr. Phil. Don't get it twisted now. But this is something I really don't want to see on my television set. Not now, not never. because we've been playing a dirty game with the Wells since the day they said their child went missing. It's very shameful. I don't know if she walked off. Like I told you, I don't know anything about what goes on because I don't take anything to heart that I hear on social media pertaining to any story, because that's just who I am. I don't get down like that. I don't believe everything I hear. That's just who I am. But nonetheless, Candace is the only one that really should be talking the most in all these interviews with whomever, because she's the one who allegedly had the child all day. She's the one who allegedly made the initial phone call that her child was missing. So basically, she needs to be the one doing all the talking because she's the one that had the child. She's the one seen with the child last. Come on with it, Queen. All this other duck, goose, and running around in circles, ring around the rosies. Man, say that for television. This is real life. And it's atrocious what you two have displayed on social media. And these YouTubers have aided you with their foolishness because they're on the same level that you two are. That's why they engaged with you. They invited you in to their playhouse because they're on the same level. They are cut from the same cloth. You see, for those who love quoting Bible scriptures, I will quote one to you from Psalms. Thou shalt not sit at the table with the wicked. Come on with it, Quay. So just imagine, I want you all to listen very carefully to what I'm saying to you. For all the YouTubers who were in their pocket and still in their pocket and playing mind games. And then we have Mr. Phil, who he's a smart guy. His game is tight, Dr. Phil. He about knows when he's being conned by somebody or someone's trying to lay the con on him. Imagine all these people riding the ride with Miss Bly and Mr. Wells, and you later find out that these two are complicit in the disappearance and death of Summer Wells. Come on, Quay. What you gonna do then? What you gonna say? Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, like you in school, 5 years old. Oh, he fell off the merry-go-round. Ooh, he fell off the monkey bars. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You've been aiding the killers. Come on, Queen. I'm woke. Very sick. That's the sad information. WVLT pertaining to the Wells going to Hollywood. Maybe you all will get lost somewhere out there in the desert and get ate by a damn coyote or cougar. It wouldn't bother the Queen none. I want to bring information pertaining to Gabby Petito's parents. And this information is basically them saying that they think they know that the Laundries have accidentally revealed where their child is. Mr. Brian, where their son is. Possibly so. If you think Brian Laundrie's parents know more than they're letting on, you are far from alone. The first people suspicious of the family were the first people they refused to help, the parents of Gabby Petito. Ever since, before they even filed a police report, Brian was refusing to give any information at all about their missing daughter. Heck, they didn't even know for days that he had arrived back home in Florida without her. And after Brian disappeared, his parents have been equally unhelpful. What info they have given authorities has been too little and too late. Sometimes after their hands were forced and often unreliable to boot, and Gabby's family is sick of it. Her parents appeared on Australia's 60 Minutes in a segment airing Sunday and unloaded on the parents who continue to be standoffish with police, even as their own son supposedly has gone missing in a dangerous swamp. Gabby's mother, Petito-Schmidt, said of her almost in-laws, "They know most of the information. I don't know why they're doing this to us. I feel like we need to just know at this point." Quote unquote. It's just unfathomable that someone wouldn't want to help if they weren't involved in the crime, as Nicole puts it. This was evil. She was taken at somebody else's hand. We know now that's literally true based on the official cause of death report. Someone strangled Gabby to death with their bare hands. Many think the Laundries are protecting their son, with some even having accused them of knowing the truth about Gabby's death. The YouTuber's father, Joe Petito, said of the possibility, "If they do know something and they're withholding that and they don't want to let us know, it's cruel," quote unquote. Nicole went a step further, saying the Laundries are giving us all the biggest clue just with their behavior. Law enforcement are still carrying on a fruitless search for the person of interest, mostly in Florida's Carlton Reserve, where his parents say he went hiking and disappeared. But Nicole doesn't think Brian's parents are acting like folks who are wanting to find out about the fate of their child, and she would know. As far as she's concerned, they seem like parents who know their son is safe in hiding. Their actions don't show that their son is missing. It shows that they're just comfortable and they probably know where he is, quote unquote. Is she buying into the underground bunker theory? For those who haven't seen a video of Roberta Laundrie reaching down to someone or something that looks like a human hand in the corner of her empty flower bed has spread like wildfire on TikTok. Internet sleuths are convinced Brian's parents aren't just keeping his location secret. They think that hiding place is underground in a secret bunker in their backyard. It's wild, but Nicole makes a good point. The Laundries aren't exactly freaking out about their son being missing, are they? As for Brian, well, they aren't parsing their words there either. Thus far, he has only been charged with misuse of a credit card, something everyone has assumed to mean he used Gabby's, something Nicole confirms in the interview. But whether he just took her money, ran away, and left her in a dangerous situation, or was the one who killed her himself, grieving parents have just one word for him: coward. The full 60 Minutes interview will air on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. local time. You can see a sneak peek of this video is inside of this article if you need verification for the 60 Minutes Australia. It is also a show that I partake in because I am a 60 Minutes fan as well. And I have watched the first installment 60 Minutes has done on Gabby Petito. And then they also have another installment that I've posted to my community post. So if you would like to take a peek at all the content from 60 Minutes Australia, please log over to my community page, and the said videos are posted there. The source for this information is, I believe this is 13 Tales Buzz. I believe this is the name of it. 13 Tales or B Tales Buzz. Okay, next to my second commentary pertaining to this case, because it gets more wicked by the minute. KCRA is the source. KCR 3. The search for Brian Laundrie began nearly a month ago. What if he isn't found in the coming weeks? Local and federal investigators have been searching for Mr. Laundrie, the fiancé of 22-year-old Gabby Petito, for about a month in a Florida nature reserve that spans nearly 25,000 acres. Petito's parents reported her missing last month following a cross-country road trip that began over the summer. And basically it's just recapping everything that we already know. And basically talks about him coming home on the 1st and hiking in the nearby Carlton Reserve. Roughly 2 weeks later, his parents later told the police. Okay. I'm going to skip over some information. So far, investigators have found no sign of him in the vast reserve they've been combing through. Last week, Northport Police spokesperson Josh Taylor said there had been nothing to suggest whether Laundrie was alive or not. Police also said no one has seen Laundrie in the reserve, adding that the search was prompted by information from Laundrie's parents, who said he went there. Taylor said search teams have not found any physical evidence of Laundrie there, but plan to continue the search until they have better information. How the search unfolds from here largely depends on how many more tips investigators continue to get and how many resources they're able to allocate. Experts who are not connected to the investigation told CNN. And as I brought you commentary the other day, they have spent $1 million as of a few days ago pertaining to the search of Brian Laundrie. So the search got kicked off on the 17th when the parents, after law officials spoke with the parents, law officials went to the Carlton Reserve, and they had recruited dozens of officers, drones, and swamp buggies. Now, naturally, on Thursday, Human Remains Detection K-9 unit from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office was deployed to assist Northport Police and the FBI in their search for Laundrie. These K-9s have assisted for search Laundrie in the reserve several times in the past month, according to Amanda Hunter, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office. CNN reached out to Northport Police for more details on the search. We will not be providing daily updates and details on the search. If and when something of substance is found, we will be a part of that conversation at that time, Taylor said. The FBI did not comment on CNN's questions about the search. Basically, they could be searching for weeks in this reserve. While a month may seem a long time, an active physical search for Laundrie could carry on for weeks if more information continues to come in, according to Paul Bailey, a retired lieutenant of the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office and president of the International Homicide Investigators Association. In searches like this, investigators may start by focusing on sections of the reserve they believe that Laundrie could most likely be in, followed by areas they believe 1, 2nd, and 3rd most probable for him to be in, Bailey said. I certainly think that you actually have the resources to do, that if you actually have the resources to do a very thorough search of 25,000 acres, I would guess that's many months, he said. Those initial areas of focus would likely include dry areas as part of the reserve tend to be swamp-like, according to Chris Boyer, executive director of the nonprofit National Association for Search and Rescue. Other areas of focus could include places that are away from hiking paths or trails, in case Laundrie wanted to evade authorities and avoid being found. And then perhaps authorities may conduct grid searches, Boyer said, although those require a lot of resources, including a large number of personnel working closely together to go thoroughly search through a specific area. And I really recommend that's your best bet, is to do a grid search where it's foot to foot, knee to knee, elbow to elbow. Everybody's walking a straight line as not to miss anything. That search happens when you don't have any other clues to go on, Boyer added. You've looked at this person's behavior, you tried to profile their skill set and what they may have available to them in the way of resources, and you tried to look at the most probable places they would be based on that. Boyer added that he believes if Laundrie was in the reserve, authorities would have found him by now or would have found clues from him. A big part of how investigators search and what areas they focus on usually has to do with the kinds of tips they're receiving. At this point in the investigation, many tips are still likely coming in, Bailey said. I'm sure they're getting many tips. So continuing the search, it seems perfectly appropriate to me, even though it has been a while, he said. In 2006, we had the murder of one of our police officers, and there were over 6,500 tips in that particular case over the years, and a good 4,000 of those came in the very beginning months of that investigation. Okay. This is a pretty winded article. I'm not going to finish it here. I'm just giving you a caption of that. But what I have a problem with the search, I get it. You went there to search because this is the information you got from his parents. That's understandable. Second, one could say if you stopped it, somebody could argue, well, why would you stop it? Because that's the only tip you got that seems valid. But they're not finding him. So is it a matter of he was there, he wasn't there? Are the parents telling the truth that he went in there? See, those are things you have to weigh, because in the end, that's why they're in the reserve. It's because they're going on the information that was given to them by the Laundries. So if I'm going on that information, okay, I follow through. But I'm going now week to week to week, I'm not finding him. So the flip side could be, well, you haven't found him because it's too much land and you don't have enough people searching. Another problem I have is, why the hell were you all doing a training exercise while you're looking for a man? There's a manhunt for this man. And you got the nerve to be doing an exercise. So that made me think that you all were just putting on to draw attention, to have people thinking something's going on out there in that damn reserve, that you own to something. You got clues because people are restless. The families are restless. The communities are restless. And you want to get us hyped up, because how was I supposed to take that as a citizen? To find out that, one, you found somebody else out there, another fugitive, and two, you were doing a law enforcement exercise. That was not the appropriate time to do that. You had thousands of places that you can conduct a exercise for your law officials, rookies, newbies, however you want to word it. Why the hell would you do it there? That was not the place for that, because you had an ongoing investigation. Present tense. Allegedly, you have an ongoing investigation in the reserve, and you would take your fellow men and women out there for a practice run. I do not believe he's in the yard. That would make no sense that he would be in the yard. That's the sad information pertaining to that. As I said, this is a very long article. I don't want to go into this whole thing because I have so much more I want to read to you. And as I stated before in my commentary the other day, are we looking for a dead person? Because naturally they had dogs that were cadaver dogs, which is for remains, and then they had dogs for scenting a human being. And I kind of agree with this Boyer person saying, if he was in the reserve, they would have found some clues of him by now. And that's a very good comment. Now, I'm going to read this real quick. Once authorities have no reason to believe Laundrie is still in the reserve and the number of tips coming in dwindles, they may have to pull some of the search resources and focus on other parts of the investigation, Bailey said. But that could be weeks or months away. If you only have so much available to you, there is a point where you have to make that tough decision and actually look at that objectively and say, we've done what we can currently. Let's move on to another mode, he said. There's just a point where you just don't have the manpower and resources to continue that type of a search. And I agree with that. Okay, so then they said at that point, we go back through all our clues in the case and reassess what led them to the reserve, which we know that was the parents, as well as focus on Laundrie's electronic footprint, something they're likely already doing. And I also want to talk about this one issue here that they mentioned in the article. Allegedly, a family friend of the Laundrie told CNN that Brian left without his wallet and without a cell phone that he purchased earlier in September. Who is that person that called law officials to say Brian left home without a wallet and a phone, the newly purchased phone? Because I've already told you that the FBI does not have Gabby Petito's old phone that she was using before death, nor do they have Mr. Laundrie's phone, So they do not have the original phones that belonged to the two before he came home to Florida. The phone that was newly purchased in September is the phone that the FBI has in their possession. So what we have to ask ourselves is, why would he leave that phone behind if he was alive? So what are we saying? Is it possible that Mr. Laundrie is deceased, that he went into the wilderness to kill himself, and that is why they can't find him, because he's lying down somewhere? And if we believe that he killed himself on the 13th, 14th, he's shriveled up to nothing out there in that heat and the moisture. What is the truth? Because perhaps we're talking about a dead man. I don't know. You look at this and you go back to the day he actually was reported missing, and you go, okay, even if the guy was only walking at 3 miles an hour and he only walked 8 hours a day, that's 24 miles a day, that he could go in any one direction, times X number of days, Boyer said. He could have walked out of the state of Florida probably. If he was in a car driving at 35 or 40, 60 miles an hour, he could be anywhere in the United States. Very true. That's the sad information. There's more to that article. It's very winded. It's very long. I'm not going to get into all that. But there's a lot going on. Like I said, we got the dog. Some people believe he might be sabotaging this investigation. That's by the New York Post. There's also another article in here that shows Mr. Laundrie pulling down the signs and the makeshift memorials that people have been putting out there. There's pictures of her, Miss Gabby, and it's talking about this could be Cassie, and it shows Mr. Laundrie ripped these said signs down, pumpkins, all type of things, sunflowers in the yard, also by the Sun. It says Laundrie parents agreed to help search as sleuths begin who think he's in the garden. There's just a lot to this story. I'll bring it periodically through here, but I'm going to go ahead and get you all started to come in to give me your commentary pertaining to the storyline. Thank you all so much for joining me. Because that's what I'm saying. This is just basically a circus act at this point with all these different avenues and people joining in. And I think some are believing that dog may be a hindrance. But the Sun are the sources that I've just brought you for some of the information pertaining to the dog bounty hunter. And this is New York Post has an article. Brian Laundrie, ex-FBI cop, say bounty hunter could sabotage search. That's by the New York Post. And then there's this other article pertaining to Mr. Laundrie pulling the signs down. I do believe somebody's going to get hurt. You all keep going over to that property because now you all are more crunk. By recent events. So now you all want to go back over there. It's a dangerous situation. A very dangerous situation. I just believe somebody's going to get hurt. I think the Laundries are going to crack under pressure. They're tired of playing these mind games with you all, but this is their choice. And one is going to go off. One or both, they're going to go off. And that's my feeling right now of the said situation. It's that one day somebody's going to put another sign out there, and Mr. Laundrie is just gonna go off. That's what I believe. I think he's tired of the people showing up at his house. But my thing is, you could have complied and talked to her parents day one, and we wouldn't be in this situation of hearing this stuff that's going on, playing out about your son. That's how I feel about it. You let this get out of control. It's very sickening. You want to give your opinion pertaining to Summer Wells? 4 months to the date. 2 days, 4 months and 2 days later, Summer Wells is still missing. Her bio donors have gone to Hollywood to see Dr. Phil to spend more lives. There was a prayer vigil last week in town pertaining to Summer Wells. Just a lot of information floating around. People dressing as Mr. Laundrie for the costumes. That's something else that was in this information I brought. Petitos and the Schmidt family believe the Laundries know where their child is. They don't act like they have a missing child. Basically, they're hiding him out. 60 Minutes has a new documentary pertaining to Gabby Petito and talking to the parents. Feel free to go check the 60 Minutes Australia out. I have it on my community post. That's the said information. Feel free to hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to the Summer Wells case, the bio donors going out there to Hollywood to talk to Dr. Phil. Where do you think this investigation is going with Brian Laundrie? Is he dead or is he alive? Are they wasting resources and money to continue to go into the reserve? $1 million plus now as I speak. Still no Brian Laundrie. Is he dead or is he alive? Now we've got people on social media running jokes about this man for Halloween fun, dressed as a laundry basket. It's out of control. Thank you. 1 minute. I'll be right back. All righty. Thank you for waiting. It's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. No victims yet. If you want to hit the link, please feel free. Please be respectful to the hostess, the mods in the chat. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Everyday Shenanigans. Oops. Too much going on up here. Feel free to hit the link, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Outlaw, for dropping the link. I appreciate that. Would you like to come up and give me your commentary? I see you left some comments on the post pertaining to this case. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Quiet out there in La La Land. Searching on what, Outlaw? Good Lord. You still can give your opinion. Everybody don't go to the community posts to know what you're talking about, sweetheart. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. The subject of this evening's live is pertaining to Summer Wells. There was a prayer vigil for her last week, Rogersville, Tennessee. Her bio parents have gone to Hollywood to Dr. Phil to give their commentary pertaining to the disappearance of their child, to spin a narrative, of course. And then we have this fiasco with the hunt for Brian Laundrie. The Petitos and the Schmidts believe that the Laundries do know where their son is. They're aiding their son, hiding their son. They do not act like parents who have a missing child. They're too confident, too cocky, and too quiet. That's the set of information. Thank you. On a big TV. Why do you need to do that to talk on the phone, sweetheart? I don't understand. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Oh, let's see. Well, while you all doing it, I guess I'll read something else. This is by The Sun, the U.S. Sun. In bad taste, sick trolls create Brian Laundrie Halloween costumes with Tide detergent, laundry, and flower bed after Gabby's autopsy. This was uploaded the 16th of October. As Halloween approaches, sick trolls have taken it upon themselves to dress up as Brian Laundrie for the holiday. Images of people wearing laundry baskets and flower bed costumes have surfaced online poking fun at Laundrie, whose fiancée Gabby Petito was killed. This is one picture of a gentleman inside of a laundry basket with a Tide detergent bottle inside of the basket. Very, very sad what it's come down to. Here is another one. Woo! Found my Halloween costume. I'm going to the house of Halloween, read one post. The man in the photo had a laundry basket wrapped around his waist with a bottle of detergent wedged inside. On the photo was the text, "My name is Brian." Another photo of a different website featured a man in a green morph suit with a flower mask on top. A flower bed was edited on the image with the title, "Brian Laundrie's Halloween Costume This Year." This sick joke refers to an internet theory that Laundrie is hiding in a secret bunker underneath a flower bed in his parents' backyard. Hours after Gabby's remains were found in Grand Teton, Wyoming, listings on Amazon and Etsy had merchandise featuring the vlogger being sold. This is crazy. T-shirts with the words hashtag find Gabby and praying for Gabby Petito with pictures of Gabby were up for grabs from Amazon sellers that were either based or linked to China. On Etsy, apparel memorializing Gabby were also being sold, with some stores claiming that all proceeds were being sent to Gabby's family. Don't know how true that is. Gabby died from strangulation, according to an autopsy. Laundrie remains a person of interest. And then it just shows you different pictures of him by himself on the beach, a picture of the two looking nice with champagne glasses. See, these pictures bother me. See, it's one thing if a person died naturally. But when you start seeing photos back to back, knowing that the person was murdered, it's hard to look at those said photographs because it's like, this once was a living person, breathing person, appeared to be happy in their said photographs, videos. Now that person is no longer here because they are deceased. And it's scary knowing that she had a life. She may not have made the best choices. Who does? But she still was a human being. And she still deserved better than what was given to her. Because perhaps today, had she made a better choice of a man to date, she would still be alive. She still would be vlogging, doing her thing, and possibly in the company of a better civilized human being. Not Mr. Laundrie. Then there's people trying to chop up the artwork that's been done by Mr. Laundrie. That's in this said article by The Sun. Now they're saying Dog the Bounty Hunter has reasons why he thinks Gabby Petito was not suffocated. Well, I'm not going to go into that because I'm going by what the coroner says, so I'm not going to read that trash. Okay. Let me see what else they have about Miss Petito. Okay. Oh, he's trying to get it together, I guess. Thank you all. And of course, most of you know they flew out there, the whole family, to get her said remains. And I do believe they were going to release it out to the elements. So because they felt like she was a free spirit and she wouldn't want it to be, caged in, her remains. They went on Wednesday to get her remains. It said they are set to bring her ashes home to New York this weekend. I'm not for sure exactly what they did with the remains. Family said they will not provide any statements until they have brought Gabby home to New York. And that they also met with law officials who are investigating Gabby's death. Several bands, including firefighter rock group Afterburn, will play at the event. Greater Long Island reports there will be a silent auction, food, and a cash bar. And this is pertaining to information coming out of New York. This is the Blue Point Fire Department and 89 North Music venue are holding a concert for Gabby's Petito today for the Gabby Petito Foundation, October 17th. And there will be a rock band there. Several bands. Firefighter rock group called Afterburn. And there will be a silent auction, food, and a cash bar. Admissions are $20 for the donation to the foundation. Mr. Joe thanks the New York artist Tess Parker for designing an angel mural in blue points. The artwork looks similar to a photograph of Gabby standing in front of a mural with brightly colored wings. Okay. I'm just bringing you some updates to information pertaining to this storyline. Here, it pertaining to her death, because this has been mentioned recently about the throttling. Throttling generally means that it was done with human hands as opposed to an instrument, Dr. Brent Blue explained. So nothing about sex is mentioned. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but manual strangulation basically means it was not done with equipment, he said as part of an interview with News Nation Now. Dr. Blue added that when it comes to understanding the specific nature of strangulation, or harm to the neck is closely investigated. It determines by the nature of the injuries around the neck, he said. Gabby and her fiance Brian embarked on this trip, of course, in the U.S. in mid-June, and he returned on the 1st of September, just rehashing a lot of the information that you already have. But I wanted to mention that about the strangulation situation. And then know that this warrant for Brian was issued on the 23rd of September, coming out of the FBI field office of Denver, Colorado. And after 2 days, a warrant was issued for his arrest pertaining to the use of unauthorized debit cards after Gabby Petito's death. Well, this is just one of the makeshifts that's been planted outside pertaining to Miss Petito. If you can see that, sunflowers and different things. This might be the one that he tore down, Mr. Laundrie, from his house. Because that's what it says. Yeah, a memorial site for Gabby outside of Laundrie's home. So this is the one that he tore down that had the sign of his daughter up there. If you need verification for this information, thesun.com is the source. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Outlaw. Well, feel free to hit the link. Anybody that was interested in giving commentary pertaining to Summer Wells' case, the parents going to Hollywood to talk to Dr. Phil, what lies they're going to spin up there. Somebody's got rumors that Candy walked off the stage, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't repeat anything unless I have a source. Thank you. Got my Argyle going on, honey. It's cool in the high 10 today. It's a little chilly to here today, so I decided to pull my good sweater out. Do a little Argyle. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to 4 months. Summer Wells has been missing. No validity to where she is, alive or deceased. Gabby Petito, unfortunately, is no longer with us. Her parents are fighting for justice for her. They have a new foundation. There is a function in New York pertaining to her right now in New York. If you want to patronize the said information that I brought you just a little while ago, there'll be a silent auction, cash bar, said things, and the hunt continues. But my main concern right now is, where is Brian Laundrie? Why are they still in the reserve? At what point are you going to stop looking in the reserve? There's got to be an end to this madness. Miss Broomer, step down for just a second because I'm going to let Trucker talk first because I need at least one mod downtown. Thank you. Yes, Outlaw, how are you?
Not bad in yourself.
Look at you. Oh.
Yeah, I do get cleaned up pretty well, don't I?
How you feeling?
Oh, not bad. A lot better than finding a hotel.
Where are you now, sir?
I'm in Arkansas.
Woo! Now, what's all this stuff you was up on my channel talking about, up on my community post, sir?
I've been doing some researching.
Which story you on? Let me know which story you're going to talk about.
Huh?
Which story you getting ready to go with?
About
Summer or Gabby?
Well, Gabby, on that, I was kind of puzzling that finding facts that they were tied into California at the Yellowstone. Mm-hmm. But also I took the map, and there's also Yellowstone National Park up there right about around Idaho. Okay. But I'm trying to put all the pieces together, see if they were there in California or Idaho themselves.
Okay, trying to get some natural light in here. Okay.
But right now I have not found no connection yet of which one they were in.
So CNN News is revealing that her phone pinged in the state of California?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything either, but that's what the when I read that news feed up there where Fox News, that it's possible that they did take a trip out there to California.
Well, they could have, yes. Look, they were everywhere. You came from New York to Wyoming, Utah, it's all the same to me.
But in that time zone, they went silent on their phones and all that. But it does tie them. It's possible that they did drop the phones out there. Then went up to Wyoming. But how did they get the phones?
How did who get the phones?
How did they turn around and did they throw the phones out the window and get burner phones when they were going up to Wyoming? But we don't know yet. I'm
lost in what you're saying. You know, are you talking about alive or dead? I'm confused with what you're saying.
I mean, this is confusing. The timeline.
Listen. I think what they're saying, Trucker, is that they went to California and she was alive at the time when they went to California. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So they went to California.
But who knows though?
Well, you don't. That's the point. They could have went anywhere. That's how I look at it. See, I try not to get all wrapped up in stuff like that because it's only so much of the story that you're going to actually get the truth to. The only thing you're going to get that's the truth is what the phone pings say. And there's no way in hell they're getting ready to release any of that.
Nope.
Yeah, some people felt like they shouldn't even release the information that she was strangled.
That's true. They should have left that one alone.
Hey, Teresa. They should have not told the people that she was strangled.
Where's my cursor? Hang on.
So I'm saying that's what you're saying. They should have never told that she was strangled. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
Well, as an autopsy, I mean, they should have never really said a whole lot. I mean, of how, and I mean, it's a touchy situation on that case.
Well, I guess it was up to the parents to decide if they want the public to know too.
That is true.
Well, I think in order for it to move further, the investigation, something needed to be revealed. So the doctor said she's been strangled by somebody. It ain't my job to tell you the who, because I just work with the body. That's for law officials. See, that gets the ball crunked to, well, we got a man who stole her money after death. He's on the run, never complied to talk to the law or her parents. His parents never talked to her parents. So now we got strangulation as a matter of death. So we can go forward now and possibly issue an indictment if we get more evidence to link him to her death. Because like I told you, he could be free walking around right now because as you see, we still don't have a murder indictment. So that's why I don't even know why he went on the run. He had to have known this was not going to pan out to be running around, walking around either, knowing you killed that girl and you came back in her van without her. How did you think that was going to work?
If I was in his shoes and ran like that, that makes it leaves you guilty of something. And especially when you return, don't have a body. Yeah, that raises a lot of red flags.
Right. Well, see, that's what's so bold about him is that he would risk one killing her. Okay, or we just go farther back, abusing her in public, killing her, stealing her money off of cards, coming back to Florida without her in her van, ignoring her parents, and your parents ignoring her parents. How did you think that was going to work out? Hey, Mooka, how you doing? Well, sorry to hear that, Mooka. I was feeling kind of crummy earlier myself. Little body's off. Is it possible he didn't tell her he killed her at first? Well, Denise, we don't know, babe. We don't know what he told them folks. We know they know something, though. We'll just put it like that. They know something. What exactly?
What do they know, actually?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a good question. What do they know? Because they're not going to tell it. We're a month in, they ain't told nothing. They ain't going to. All right. Thank you, Teresa. They're not going to tell anything. Sad. Very
It is sad.
I'm wondering if he's alive myself, tell you the truth. The way they've been in that reserve. But like they said, it's a lot of resources trying to cover 25,000 acres. You got to have, like you say, grid search, foot to foot, heel to heel, toe to toe, straight line.
And not only that, it stretches
Hey,
right
Rags,
up the.
thanks for joining me.
Not only that, it stretches all the way up the Georgia line. He could be hiding anywhere.
Well, that's the whole point. They ain't got to be in no Appalachian Trail. That's why I tell people sometimes you're focusing on stuff that you don't have no proof or nothing. You just going by stuff that somebody told you, or Facebook posts or TikTok posts. Somebody said they went to New York or they went to Maryland. So now you assume, oh, they're in Maryland because they went there. They got a friend there. They hiked there. That don't mean nothing. You want to get gone, you can get gone a lot of places. You just got to have the resources. That's all. And they had ample enough time to get gone. My lighting is off. Yes, hearsay. Because obviously he's been probably a lot of places. He could be in New York. New York's a tiny state, but there's lots of places you can hide. They have mountains in New York. You have Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia. Lots of places you can go. Just
in West Virginia.
South Carolina. You got a whole array of states to get lost in. Ms. Brooman, you can hit the link now. Hi, Becky. How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you all for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. This is a 2-part compilation video pertaining to Summer Wells, your opinion, pertaining to her bio donors going to Hollywood to the Dr. Phil show. Prayer vigil was given on behalf of for Miss Summer last week. Parents were not there. And also, the Schmidt and Petito family believe that these Laundries know where their son is. And a lot of foolishness pertaining to the dog, his commentary lately, people dressing up as Mr. Laundrie for Halloween and laundry baskets. Just a lot of foolishness going on right now. Thank you all. Ooh, it's cold in here. I turned the heat down. I turned it back up. Oh, Lord. Whew.
I know I had to turn the heat on this morning. It got a little cold here.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Broomer. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thanks for asking. Let's start with Wells.
I think it's a good thing they're going on there. I mean, even though I sometimes
wow, really, you gonna really say that, Denise Broomer?
No, the reason why is because they're making even more fools of themselves now. The whole entire world will see them.
Look, we're gonna go back to Carrie. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yes, you know, and then they'll see.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
But then you can also see the inconsistencies. I think the inconsistencies will come out. I think Dr. Phil, I mean, even though I
that's the wrong playhouse to go to is Dr.
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah, I don't like the show, but I believe he will ask the right questions. and he might ask some questions that might trip him up. Because, like you said, Don is only going by what he was told in the beginning. But I think he had something to do with it after the fact. So if he goes from a perspective of what happened before Don got there, I think she'll be tripped up. That's only if she comes in there in the right mind.
Becky, it's cold, honey. It's cold in the high 10 today. Oh, thank you, 423. Welcome to Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get tripped up. I think it's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be like, I might even tape it.
Oh, now you trying to go back to the old school days. What you gonna put on a VRC? You gonna put it on a VRC, man?
Put something on. No, but it's the whole thing about these situations is sad. Halloween costumes and stuff. We're talking about people have lost their lives.
But see, this is what happens with things. What I said on my post. You're dealing with people who had no business rearing a child. You have people who hang with all type of foolishness and sick people cut from the same cloth, attracting more sick people to join the bandwagon. This is to be expected. All of what you're seeing in both cases.
Yes.
Laundrie case, Petito, Summer Wells, it's all the same. Okay. Even though, from my understanding, Miss Petito didn't live the kind of life that these people live. The Wells, but you see how it's gotten out of control.
Yeah,
but everybody want to get 2 minutes of fame off a dead person's name, missing and now a dead person.
But I like what somebody said. Country hillbillies going to California. It is what it is. That, like you said, that's the way they live. I mean, if you think about it, how many more people live like that? I mean, and we'll never know about it. This is just an example. I mean, it's a horrifying example, but this is just an example of what's been going on in their life for years, and that's why I would get so confused when people like the sister's aunt's cousin used to date the aunt's cousin's sister on the father's side. Okay, all that to say what? What was the purpose of it? There was no purpose of knowing all that.
Are you talking about all these secrets coming out about the family members?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I saw somebody's post talking about the uncle who just got released and all that. My thing is this: Grandis has obviously not been a good role model, and the reason why I say this, when it stated that Candy went off to the carnival circuit, that tells me a lot. That's not a normal job for a woman. You understand what I'm saying? So for you as a young lady to join a carnival circuit, that tells me a lot about how you were reared and what was going on in your life.
Yeah.
And if you have any parents, anybody that were trying to rear you to go do something with yourself. I don't give a damn if it's working Walmart. The circuit ain't it.
That was kind of weird.
You know what I'm saying? That's a woman traveling on the highway with strange people, don't know them. A good way to end up missing and in the cemetery.
Right.
And it's not to throw shade to people who work the carnival circuit, but you're coming across all walks of life with the people you're traveling with, versus also the people in the towns that you're going to. 9 times out of 10, you also going to small towns, coming across different types of people, probably not the best types of people. So that just is not even a good fit look for a young lady. Some people do when they don't have any friends or family. They don't have a stable home. They don't have a stable background. So they go, you understand what I mean? Go on this carnival circuit thing.
Yeah, I always thought that was a little strange. The carnival. I mean,
well, that told me a lot about Grandis. That told me about she didn't have a mother figure.
Yeah, and that's why Grandis probably ran away. That
told me everything I needed to know about Grandis. And that's why Grandis could walk off and go upstate or wherever the hell she is, because you were never a role model for Candy or however the children you got. You weren't there for them anyway.
Right.
That's why your child out there on the circuit, on the carnival circuit. Then she had children with an older man who abused her. Possibly abused her children. Then she gave them up. Probably didn't have no choice. Then she meets Don, another older cat. Makes children with him. Now, like somebody said, don't you find that funny? One's missing and the other 3 in the state's care. You're just repeating the same mistakes you just made years ago with somebody else. Get it together.
And and the thing about it is she may not get it together, because it's she keeps repeating, and maybe in her the way she is, she just wants to be by herself, but she wants to be accepted. Maybe that's her way of being accepted by God, men, to feel loved by somebody, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to get in her head because that's a whole nother show. But it's just a shame. I just feel, like we said, we don't know whether Summer's dead or alive, but we're no more closer. Well, I'm not going to say we are, but no one's no more closer to finding her than you were the day that she went missing.
And that's what's so sick. 4 months.
Yeah.
We're about to come out of a new year here shortly.
Yep.
Holidays are on its way. A time for sharing, gift giving, sitting around eating, gathering with people, and a baby's gone.
Yeah.
And Miss Petito is gone.
Yes. Yep. And and it like as far as Brian's parents, like you said, they're not even showing any inkling of their son would be dead. I mean, if my child said they was going to go into the wilderness and kill themselves, if that was the conversation, how do you even, I would be like devastated. There wouldn't be any, so therefore I'm believing that they know that he's alive.
Okay.
I mean, they might find him dead. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. Too much brain power going on.
Okay.
It's sad. It's just sad. It's horrible. I don't know. But
do you think he's alive?
I don't know. At one time I did. I mean, I'm not, I don't think he's there. I mean, but he could be. But not in this. The weather has just been, I don't know how the weather is down there, but.
Honey, it's cold today. Listen to what I'm saying.
It's cold here today. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand if he walk around.
Well, if he up in the Appalachia right now, he's a little chill.
Right.
He a whole lot chill. He was so chill last night, this morning.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was freezing. So I just can't see him out there.
So he's somewhere inside.
I think he is, or he's
up. Look, so guess what? He ain't in the Olive Garden.
You sure? His hand was sticking out.
He ain't in the Olive Garden. I told people to really, that shouldn't even be something you put off on your tongue. He gonna reach his hand through the dirt without suffocating.
Exactly. That was bad.
As I tell people, y'all don't really be thinking when you say stuff. Come on now.
Especially when you see her pulling the other side, the root on the other side.
Hagen says, I think that the Laundries are happy that he's gone.
They might be. They're gonna kick him out anyway.
Trucker. Trucker. Take your mic off.
What?
You know what? You just sit back watching us like you watching the TV. Since you like watching me on TV, tell somebody to pay me some damn money for being up here. Give me some coins.
Or some more coffee.
Look, I got enough coffee. Queen keeps that. I need money for other things. Okay, Trucker, what you think about that comment that the Hagen says in the chat that possibly Laundries are glad he's gone?
It's possible, but I think
you don't have a comp. This is what I understand about you, Trucker. Ask you stuff you can't never give an answer. I don't know. But then he goes on my community post and just write these letters. This. So I'm like, who is this? Is somebody impersonating the Trucker?
No, it's just
somebody
I gotta do the research to find facts.
Okay. Yeah, I see you trying to be like the rest of these internet sleuths. You're gonna get lost out there in La La Land. You better come on back to the living. Look, come on back. Come on back and join us. Don't get caught for that internet stuff now.
That's true when you go inside the dark web.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get out there. Look, I like it right here. I'm trying to hold on right here. I ain't trying to go out there.
No, it's dangerous to go on the dark side of it.
All right, I'm gonna hang out in the back.
Okay, thank you, honey.
Bye.
That's Miss Broomer, everybody. All right, checking down. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. All right, Outlaw, get a cigarette to rest. Tell us what's the 411.
What I think?
Well, that's why you're up here, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's true. But on Candace and Don, that I'm seeing this as a script, as a cover up. That Candace does know something. What happened?
Somebody in the chat thinks they got a whole lot of money for this guy to stay gone. I don't really put them in having a whole lot of money, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think this facade is gonna end soon, one way or the other. That's what I think. It's gonna end real soon. Hit the link if you'd like to join us pertaining to Summer Wells and Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie to set information. If you need to go back to the beginning of the video to get the sources of the information, please do so. I've also posted said information to my community post. 60 Minutes Australia. The Petito family, Schmidt family, have been interviewed on a segment of their TV show. It's a very good segment. They have done 2 or so segments pertaining to Gabby Petito. And I do like the work that they have done. And the post that Outlaw recommended by CNN, it was also a good timeline to the best of their ability to bring us a set of information of the last weeks of Gabby Petito's life. Hello, Sheree. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Reese. My community post, all you do is just go over to my channel, sweetheart, and scroll up to where it has community, and you'll see my post. Or if you want to join right now, just hit this link that's above you if you want to give your opinion today. This is a non-member channel. Everyone's free to watch. If you like to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. But this is a non-membership channel. As of now, it is. Thank you.
Totally free. Free information.
Yeah, I don't have any information to hide in a secret chatter group. It would be pointless because somebody would take the information out anyway, so it wouldn't make any difference. Pretty K, how you doing? Thank you. Yes, the Queen's in good spirits, honey. Very good spirits. Yeah, it must be the Argyle. Look, I got my preppy girl look going on right now. My high school. I'm reminiscing high school. All right. Hey, I got to tell y'all. Didn't I tell y'all about me watching Halloween? Did I tell y'all about that? Did I go live and tell y'all about me watching Halloween Kills? Try to watch it again, part of it against. I got to leave that stuff alone, man. That stuff was crazy. Thank you, Denise. That is crazy. That Halloween. Michael Myers, you were 60-something years old. Please go to sleep. Thank you, Rags. Michael Myers, no more. Hello, Adora. How you doing? Welcome, honey. I'd had enough of that, Michael Myers. You cannot keep killing folks. Sir, you're supposed to have been dead. Part 2. I can't remember what number we are. What number are we on? This is getting ridiculous. Hello, Julie. How are you? Yes. If you want to hit the link, please do so. Right now, Rags has just dropped the link. If you want to give your opinion pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells, we're now at 4 months, 2 days. Her bio donors have gone to Hollywood to see Mr. Phil and give their narrative of the events of June 15th. And of course, we're talking about Miss Gabby Petito and the hunt for Brian Laundrie. And all the latest shenanigans pertaining to the bounty, his commentary. Some people thinking he's not helpful to the search, that he's sabotaging the investigation. I also brought your commentary in this live pertaining to them in Northport. The law officials did a practice run down there, exercise, which I thought was very disrespectful to do while searching the same area. That was not the appropriate place to do a practice exercise of any source. you're looking for someone in a reserve. So why would you be doing a practice run in the same place? And like somebody said, well, if you're trying to gather evidence in that said reserve, these people are trampling over the area. Does that make any sense? Or were they just using this situation as a practice run? They need to be out here doing the search. So we're going to have them go out here because we already got a search going on. Was that the motive from the Northport police? I'm curious. Well, you know, Reese, he never ran. That was the whole point of the movie. Michael Myers could catch you even on foot and never ran. Now explain that. Everybody else running, he's the only one walking fast, just kind of like Jason. There are 2 serial killers I know that didn't run, but still caught their victims. Very sickening. All right. Anything else, Mr. Outlaw? You can think of?
Not much, but I'm going to still do some researching though.
And which one are you researching, sir?
Back on Kansas and Don.
And what are you looking for, sir?
Some ties. I think it's family related. I don't know how it's tied in, but I think Candace owes some money, so does Don.
Well, somebody in the chat just said, what if Grandis did it? That's a good question. But I don't think Granny killed the baby.
No.
Mm-mm. I think Granny would do like what she just did. If she got frustrated with any of those children, she packed up her camper truck and got the hell on.
It all comes back on Candace's shoulder.
Yes. It's Candy. Just like I was reading somebody's comment. They believe she is the number one source because she was the one that last saw the child. She had the child. She also is the one that initially called 911 pertaining to the child being gone. So that's where the disappearance lies, is with Candace Bly.
And that's the reason why they're using all this as cover up in the script they're pulling, and they're playing people, and they actually did play the law on this one.
Julie says, why didn't the parents freak out and say, come home? I know I would have. Well, that's the reason why the Petitos and the Schmidts believe they know where he is, because you're not pleading for your son. You first go get a lawyer when no information has been revealed pertaining to your son, Gabby, nothing. You go get a lawyer. And then, yes, you admit he's gone, but yet you don't plead for him. That is odd. I'm going to go get a lawyer, but yet no information has been revealed. Well, why I would need a lawyer. Then, son, we love you. We miss you. We need you. Come on back. We can handle the situation together. These some sick people out here.
There is.
And what you all need to understand is that most children are murdered by their parents and their caretakers. That's just the bottom line. You have rare instances of people or children being kidnapped by strangers. It's not to say it doesn't happen. Of course it happens, but most children are harmed by their caretakers.
Yeah, more family members than anything.
Mm-hmm. Babysitters, all of that. Boyfriends, girlfriends, parents, step-parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts. These are all the people we've come into contact lately who have harmed children. An assortment of people have harmed babies. What makes me mad is that Don and Candace never had any charges filed against them for CPS, need to be in jail. Yes, and that's another point I want to bring up too, because everybody wants to bicker about why the children were taken, why the children were taken. In the end, it doesn't matter why they were taken. The point is that they were taken. And the state's not going to reveal to you why they were taken. It'd have to probably be a court trial for all that to come out, why the children were taken. You understand what I'm saying? But for now, we're not going to know. But they were taken for some reason. So whether it's drunkenness, drugs, untidy house, whatever you want to call it, the point was somebody in that little office saw fit that those children did not belong there. And that's all. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. And I realized with the cupcake situation, a lot of law enforcement are scared to charge a parent with neglect when something bad happens to the child, such as kidnapping. So in that case with Camille McKinney down in Alabama, the mother was gone doing something, left her baby in the projects to play all damn day with a brother. We don't really know to this day who was actually supposed to be watching the child. And I feel like the detectives should have charged the mother with child neglect. You didn't want to charge her because of how heinous the crime was when you all found the baby dead in a dumpster. So you said to yourself, well, we're not going to make the situation worse by, charging the mother. But you should charge the mother, because perhaps had this heifer been watching her child, we wouldn't be talking about it even today. Okay? Because last week marks, same around time, it's 2 years, she went missing. And 10 days later found in a dumpster.
But it still comes back on the CPS on Don and Candace. What tipped them off to fast track the end up having Summer disappearing?
Now what?
Well, I'm still thinking, how did Don and Candace know that CPS was coming? Who tipped them off? That's still part of my main red flag question that I want to ask them.
I mean, coming when?
That's how fast track that that day Summer went missing. I still want to know who tipped them off that CPS was coming.
Oh, you talking about the rumors from Allen?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what's the truth, because nobody that's going to be able to verify that. Nobody's going to be able to verify that, because you're talking about two pathological liars, which are the donors. So you can't believe nothing come out of Candy's mouth or Don. So that left Allie's version. But my thing is, okay, you called the state, your mama, whomever, to say this and this is going on, but you look stupid even saying you did it, that you were calling on her when you let your child go hang with her the same day that the little girl went missing. So that means you're not a very good parent yourself, because why am I going to call the state on my friend, old friend, foe, whatever, but then go let my child hang at their house, hang in her peripheral, have her come pick up my son, my daughter, which is soever. That's foolishness.
Well, yeah, that's true, but something tipped them off, though, that they were coming.
I don't really understand what you're saying. Something tipped them off.
Well, I used to work in cases like this with CPS on the back end, and they have gotten tips out to parents and make sure that they're doing everything on the legit, and when they do show up and everything, I have worked behind them, and it's puzzling.
Hold on, let me turn this mic off. These folks banging stuff. Interrupted my live with all that noise. Oh, well, guess we'll never know. That's how it's looking right now. Ooh, it's chilly, honey. Golly. Hot 10, baby. Ooh, I gotta put my blanket on my bed. It's cold. Ooh, it's cold up in here.
Good question, Dolly, but I'm not sure, but somebody did.
I'm just trying to understand what y'all talking about tipping off. That's what y'all confusing me with. At what point are you talking about they were tipped off? That's what I don't understand.
Somebody did. I just got that funny feeling that somebody did tip them off that they were coming.
You talking about that day the girl went missing?
Yep.
But that's Allie's version, ain't it? Is it not? I'm not confused.
I don't know if it was Allie or Leslie or whoever is in the background, but I know somebody did.
Only thing I remember her saying, she called on them, that they were supposed to be coming. But we don't have verification that they ever came. We just know they took the kids a month later. So we don't know if it's got anything to do with what's happened because of summer or something that happened a long time ago that's in reference to what Allie was speaking of. See, we're never going to know because nobody is going to verify that, because nobody can verify it, because you can't release that kind of information out. It's private.
Unless you know how to hack their system.
I ain't trying to do all that, Outlaw.
I won't go that far.
Rag says nobody tipped them off. They had no idea. Basically. Because what you have to ask yourself is the same question we've been asking 1,000 times. If Allie's telling the truth, when they finally came a month later after the child went missing, is it because of what was going on with Don and Candy at that time, or the fact they found something in investigation because of summer to say these kids don't need to be here? And why would it take a month? Because when we look at how they were living, that should have been reason day one when the cops came. Hey, let's call CPS because look at this house. Look how they living in here. See, that's where I had a problem. CPS should have been called day one when they went to investigate Summer's disappearance. You saw how they were living up there in that holler. You saw how the house was. You had to step on a scaffold just to walk in the house. Children's bedroom facing the front door with no partition, no doors, no nothing. How's this right? For babies to be in the rooms, don't have no privacy. It's disgusting. Well, darling, it's obvious they don't like each other. Candace don't know why they turned on her. Don don't know why, what he told the behavior panel. Couldn't remember anything that they said negative about him and her, which I found that very odd. You remember every damn thing else, but you don't remember what was said by Allie and H. Okay. I think CW was scared because she had kids taken before, so they did report the accident. Well, she messed up. They still took the boys. Well, if it was an accident, where's your child? Can't be an accident and you don't have a body. Because why am I going to believe it was an accident and you don't have a body to show me it was an accident?
Then why didn't they report it to the hospital?
But I guess that's her point. That's why they hid the body, because they knew something might come up about her other children being abused or this, that, and the other. That still goes back to if it's true that they were being investigated. Okay, so what? I'd rather you, once again, say I can't have my kids and throwing me in prison for murder or abuse of a corpse. Yes, it's a fire hazard. Indeed, it is. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to Summer Wells and the Petito Laundrie case. Thank you so much. Just sick. Very sick.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a quiet live today. Well, anybody don't have anything else they want to say? Somebody says, hi, y'all. I get it, Outlaw. DW had pending court issues to resolve, and he drove red truck to work that day for the first time. Rumor has it family stated he hid kids from CPS. Is that the point?
Several times. Yeah.
Exactly. CPS let a lot of children down for some reason. There's a problem here. Okay. I don't know. Well, getting to the bottom of it is, what's it going to be?
But the thing is, what's going to come to the table to show some light on this case?
Both of them. So I'm wondering when they're going to bring an indictment down for Brian Laundrie for murder.
I think they are working on that to bring indictment down on Brian.
Mm-hmm. Lord of mercy. They're all just so pathetic. So pathetic. You think he's in Florida?
It's not about Dawn that needs to speak, and we need to get a hold of Candace and get her to speak. It's all on her now. It's all riding on her. She needs to speak to see what happened to Summer.
Somebody asked, do we think Brian is alive? I don't know what to think at this point.
Oh, I think he's still alive as well.
Can the parents be charged since it didn't happen in Florida?
I'll have to look up the laws, but
I'm trying to think. This would be different if it happened in Florida. They can't be involved, but this happened somewhere else. So I still think they could be stronger for charges because this is a whole nother state where she was killed.
Unless Wyoming or any of the states will press it, that's up to them.
Mm-hmm. But see, Florida law is, speaking of Florida law, crimes happening in Florida. This crime took place in Wyoming. So I don't think that the Florida laws apply to the parents because the crime took place in Wyoming. So we got to get to, they're speaking of the crime itself and a person's culpability in the crime. The crime took place in a whole nother state. So I don't think the rules would apply that they can't be arrested because the crime didn't take place in Florida. It took place in another state. So I do believe they could bring them up on charges for knowing where their son was and aiding him when he left the state. You aided him knowing he committed a crime with the fraud and possibly murder. We'll have to see. Oh, I don't think Candace is stupid.
No. She's a kingpin. She knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Staring off into space, trying to act all loopy and stuff. Just a game. It's just a dirty game, and it's sad. The evidence against the Laundries must be overwhelming to charge them. Well, I don't think it's going to have to be too overwhelming. That's why it's called aiding. You don't have to do much to aid somebody. All you had to do is receive a text and respond to the text. Receive a phone call, respond to the call. Put something on a bank card. Go put money down on a card. Go south. That ain't really that hard. As long as they can find out. You understand?
And under the federal, sorry to interrupt, but under the federal guidelines, it became a federal case. So out of Wyoming jurisdiction, they can charge Brian Laundrie's parents aiding and abetting.
Okay.
Under the federal charge.
Reese says, I believe his parents told him to go get the van. I think he was going to leave it. Well, he was a fool because his parents ain't the ones on the run. So that's some stupid advice to give your son. The best advice would have been when he told you he did something. Let's say he did call his parents after he killed her. They should have told him, okay, get on an airplane and leave. But if you're a decent parent, you told him, go call the police and tell them there was an accident, whatever. Thank you, Julie. They've been too lenient. Yes, all of it. Could Brian's parents be charged with obstruction of justice if they know more than what they're saying? Yes, TZ, I believe they can. I do believe they can. Because like I said, the crime is not in Florida. The Florida law, as far as parents being culpable, pertains to crimes in Florida. This crime didn't take place in Florida. So I don't see how it would apply to the parents that they could get off scot-free. Because we're talking about a crime that took place in Wyoming. The parents just happen to live in Florida, but the crime didn't take place in Florida. They wanted to clean it. I believe he killed her in the van. Well, you be a fool to drive that van across state lines anyway, knowing you've left any type of evidence behind that you murdered her there. You understand what I'm saying? You had days to clean the van out. You can go over to another state and clean it out. I wouldn't trust driving too far with any type of blood residue or anything in the van, because you could easily be pulled over, because we know he speeds. Don't you find that strange? Did he get any speeding tickets? That's why I tell y'all, always pay attention to the details. Now, he was speeding there in Moab. Did he speed any from there to Florida? Did Brian Laundrie receive any speeding tickets on his way back to Florida? Is it true about the storage unit needing to be emptied? If so, what did he take out of the storage unit? What did he do with the things in the storage unit? Were there anything that belonged to Miss Petito in the storage units? What is true pertaining to the storage? See, too many questions, no answers. Too many questions. And I also wonder what was going on when that van was seen by the GoPro cameras, by the family that, drove by. I'm wondering, was he in there with the girl? Had he just killed her? Had he just dumped her? Was she dead in the van? I wonder all that. But that's an interesting time frame. What was going on with that van at that specific time? Julie says she don't believe it was a storage unit. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think the parents know something. They know something. So what do you think about that? The van, when they had the camera, they drove by. Do you believe she was dead at that time?
We're up there in Wyoming.
Yeah, when the people drove by and they took a picture by the van by mistake, they're just driving by. I'm saying at that time, if it's true after 6 o'clock, do you think the girl was alive or not?
That is possible that he could have been out the field and buried him and he got caught.
Say what?
When they drove by to take a picture of that van sitting there.
I don't think they took a picture. I think they were just riding by and it happened to be in their footage of them riding down the road. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're taking a tour, of their scenery. They don't know the people, so they don't have no reason to just take a picture of it.
No, but I think she was dead at the time.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. How do you break down aiding and abetting from being a decent parent to a child? What do you mean? We need to explain that. Rag says, I think it was just Brian at the time, because every time during the day when Gabby was there, the back door was open and they were doing stuff outside and it's dark and closed up. I think she was, yeah. There's nothing you could say that would make sense to take a flight home and deal with a storage unit. Right, Julie. Thank you. And I don't think we have to explain what aiding and abetting means in a crime. To uphold your children in a crime. Why would you uphold your children in a crime of murder, fraud? We're not upholding you in nothing, because ain't nobody gonna come banging on my door for you, and you ain't getting ready to loop me into having anything to do with nothing. Because jail is jail, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
So don't think you can't go there. I'm a child's parent. I'm obligated to help. Sorry if it's unpopular. Yeah. I'm glad you said that. Because I don't believe in aiding killers.
Nope.
You're not obligated to help a killer. Sounds stupid. Because my thing is, if you willing to aid your child in murder, then that means you are susceptible to kill a person your damn self. How about that?
Oh, gee, thanks, Sue.
Shit, I'll put nothing past nobody to say something like that off their damn tongue.
Now, if my child was in this, no, I would be taking him down to the police station, have them be held for questioning.
Yeah, if I thought my child was involved in a crime, a murder, I'm not getting ready to aid you. So that's what people don't understand. You can get yourself looped up into that crime alongside your kid. There have been people who have actually gone to prison, maybe not a long time, but they've done jail time for aiding people after the fact, during and after the fact. Hell, even possibly before, if they can show proof that you were involved from the jump. And you willing to risk your own livelihood for a grown-ass person to kill somebody unnecessarily? You're gonna go live on a wire and say that? So that's why I said, you willing to do that, you susceptible to kill a person too. So that means you would kill like your child did. And possibly that's why your child has the ways he has, or she, because they learned them from you. The cut from the cloth they came from. May, we're gonna have to see, honey. That's the point we're saying. The crime did not take place in Florida. Florida has the laws that the parents cannot be culpable, but the crime didn't take place in Florida. The crime took place in Wyoming. So those rules don't apply. I don't see how they could apply.
No, because this all turned under federal.
Yeah, it's federal and it's a different state. The crime didn't take place in Florida. That's a Florida law pertaining to Florida crimes. She didn't get killed in Florida. So it seems to me they can still ring them up for charges for aiding and abetting.
Yep, they sure can.
Well, you can protect your kids at all costs. Whatever y'all want to do with y'all children, knock yourself out. But I'm not aiding nobody in no damn murder. Not now, not never. You're not about to get my hands dirty on nothing pertaining to the death of nobody. I don't give a damn if I brought you in the world or not. I'm not aiding you. Rag said maybe they got rid of Brian themselves. Or somebody else made that comment too. The detectives on 48 Hours, they at home somewhere resting. No, I don't believe that underground bunker. No. It's too risky. You know damn well they're going to have dogs going to that house. They had to have dogs in the beginning.
And they'll be found easy.
Yeah, when they issued the warrant for the fraud, you think the police didn't go there with a dog? Stay woke. Yes, they're aiding their son.
Big time.
Big time. And I can tell you, if they do get rung up on charges, where that real estate lawyer gonna be? Nowhere. No.
He can only help so far, but he's not a criminal lawyer to
right.
help.
So he's gonna be of no use when an indictment comes down. He can just be a spokesperson for them. Which, like I said, why do you need a spokesperson for an attorney when you have not been charged with anything? You have no reason to have a lawyer, period. One, your son is nowhere to be found. Two, you haven't committed a crime. So what did you need the lawyer for? Because you knew something. See, that's why I keep trying to tell people, watch everything in the story. You had the lawyer before we knew anything about the woman's body, before we knew anything about the credit card fraud. Yeah. And your mama, she's atrocious too. Tell her I said hello. Tina says the sister's the weak link. Look, Denise said real estate lawyer family is stupid. That's what I said. Why would you go hire a real estate lawyer? That makes no sense. Everybody crying that they got money, they got money. Well, if you got money, you should have hired a criminal attorney. Why would you hire a real estate attorney to represent you, your son, whomever? It makes no sense. That's why you know they knew something. He had to have told them something. That's why they hired a lawyer. Because law enforcement was not getting ready to come send a message to you that an indictment's coming down. Because you got to remember the indictment came from Wyoming. So even if they had any type of pull or knew of anything, we're now saying what? Somebody in law, a law official called them to say, hey, there's a warrant coming out of Wyoming. We've been notified to help aid in apprehending him on a warrant. Because naturally, somebody would have to get with the law officials in Northport. So I had to think about that for a second. Tina, what are you talking about? Don't get mad. I'm not mad about anything. I'm giving my opinion. This is my channel. And I'm giving my opinion. That I'm not going to aid anybody in a murder. I don't give a damn if my child is my sister, my brother. I'm not aiding anybody that would help. And since you know so fucking much, you get the fuck out too. Yeah, you don't come in my playhouse with that. I don't aid nothing pertaining to abuse and children and adults on this channel. So if you think it's okay to beat kids, abuse children, hide whoever did something to a child, be it sexual abuse, murder, abuse of a corpse of a child or an adult, this is the wrong network for you. I don't ride like that over here. Because I'm not getting ready to aid nobody in no crimes against another human being. We're talking about snuffing out a life. And nobody should even have to tell somebody that. Honey, it ain't never about being mad. It's about having some common sense and decency about my damn self. And I don't rock with nobody that'll aid a child to kill another human being. Give a damn if I gave birth to him or not. You think somebody gonna trust me if I aided my child in killing somebody? You think people gonna still like me? They gonna want to be friends with me? Because you know what they're gonna say? Well, that's why the child acts like that. Look at the mama. Look at the daddy. Rose says, I never believed he wanted to kill himself. What do you think about that?
Nah, he ain't gonna kill himself.
No, I guess they're saying they didn't think he would be the type, I guess, to kill himself.
He might if he gets pushed hard enough.
But that's what I said. Look at Sharky. He was on the run for almost a year. You see, he killed himself as soon as the police came. Knocked on the door. He went upstairs, shot himself. Mamie says, even if they found him alive, he's probably not going to tell the truth. He will try to blame Gabby for him having to kill her. Well, that's between him and the judge. Hey, that's on you, baby. Yes, Junebug. No way the parents didn't know something was up with the situation. That's why they got the lawyer. Because it either went that way. He told them something about what happened out there in Wyoming, Brian did, and or somebody in law enforcement contacted the family to say, hey, there's an indictment that's come down out of Wyoming, and they're getting ready to send some boys over to pick up your son. And that's when they hired an attorney. Thank you, Val. Right. How could anybody live with themselves knowing they helped somebody cover up a murder? Exactly. I ain't addressing that. D says the parents knew because he told them it was self-defense. What do you think about that? Oh, Justice, I know. That's what happens with a victim. They try to find anything negative about anything you've done and throw you under the bus. I mean, the lawyer did that as soon as the autopsy results were revealed about Gabby Petito. The only thing he could say is, oh, yeah, it was tragic. Now let me jump to my client. Oh, he's only been charged with fraud. Yeah, dude, fraud of a dead woman's debit cards. A dead woman, not alive. He didn't steal from an alive woman's card. He stole from a dead woman's card, which leads us to believe he knew she was dead. That was the reason why he stole the money in the first place. That's why you know it ain't no other person that did it. Because what are you doing with her cards to steal the money without her being around? So see, everything you need to know, I keep telling people that, is at the beginning of the story. You don't need all this gossip. He said, she said. You go by what the law has brought to you. They told you, we have an indictment. So 9 times out of 10, he stole the money while she was dead. Why he didn't steal it while she was alive? So that shows cause that you did something to her. That's why you stole the money after death. You left in her van. You returned in her van without she. You never answered the phone when people were trying to reach you. Your parents didn't answer the phone. And then you go into the reserve and disappear, allegedly. So why would I think some random person got a hold of her out there in Wyoming? No, I don't. I hope not by you. Yes, Julie was a gross statement. It was disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful to her. Yes, Kim, he is dangerous because that's the point. He choked her. It takes a lot to choke a person. You do not die within 1 second, 20 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It takes about 4 minutes to suffocate and or drown. So there's some long minutes to be gurgling trying to get air. So aid that since you're obligated. Yeah, let me say that to you. Some of you fucking dodo birds out there that you think this is a joke. Imagine right now, somebody kindly walks up to you and puts their hands around your throat and starts choking you. Come on with it, Queen. I'm going to do it now. Because, see, you want to come in my playhouse with that foolishness. Let's get somebody right now to come tiptoe on them two ding-dongs that was in my chat just now and put their hands around your throat and let somebody be sitting there watching. Come on with it, Queen. Make it real. And you waving at the other person to help you. Besides, the person is choking you. And you looking at somebody choke you and looking at somebody witnessing somebody choke you. But ain't nobody helping you. And you gonna tell me that's right. And then lay you down, hide you, and nobody tells nobody what happened to your ass. And you think that's right. So see, maybe somebody should choke you, put a bag over your face, suffocate you with a pillow, and let you watch, an eyewitness watch you, plus the person choking you, suffocating you. See how you like that. That's right. Imagine trying to get your breath for that long and looking at him in the eyes and watching the life leave her. Exactly. So now you come to the queen talking about aiding somebody. You obligated. And don't get mad. Honey, queen is far from mad. I don't have nothing invested in anything. I bring you the set information and my opinion. And that's my damn opinion. Maybe you should let somebody choke you and see if you can come back and tell us the story of how you got out that situation. We'll listen. If he makes it to prison, Denise. Yes, pure evil indeed. Hello, Tracy. Okay, so Outlaw says about 7 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that seems kind of long.
Yeah, it can take, I just looked it up on the research. It can take up anywhere between 7 to 15 minutes. It depends on the neck size and how tight you can actually do it.
Well, guess what? 4 minutes is enough. 15, that's a long time to have your hands wrapped around somebody's throat. 15 minutes.
Yep.
Hello, Sonia. How you doing, baby? Well, right. Reese says maybe they should let Gabby's dad choke Brian's dad. Yeah, well. Hey, for those in the back, there's some people that thought it's okay to aid your child in death, abuse of a corpse, and murder, all the above. Yeah, because see, that's somebody that ain't been choked. Left for dead. You know, like the movies. Left for dead and was able to crawl out the abyss, barely breathing to tell law officials, I'm alive. They left me for dead. Some of you need to check yourself. You sound stupid as hell. And the reason why you shouldn't be on social media chatting in people's chats, because you just like the people we're talking about. See, I've learned this by listening to a lot of the comments. See, a lot of you I've been letting talk, and I never block you. Because I do like the old saying, I gave you enough rope to hang yourself. I've been too kind to some of you motherfuckers. But you don't get a pass today. Get your ass out of here. Yes, Rags, so true. You kill once, it's easier to do it again. Exactly. So let's go to that then. Thank you, Julie. Did he kill those two ladies? I'm gonna check out of here after this. What do you have to say about that, Outlaw? The two women that were found dead. Do you believe he murdered those women? And if not, where is their killers? Because like I told people, no matter who killed them, they're dead. Two people died at the same time, one after the other. Still horrendous.
It is horrendous.
Because if it's not Brian Laundrie, it's still somebody.
Somebody in that area.
Rags says she feels in her heart he did it. Okay. Sabina says the same thing. Denise says, I think so, just can't prove it. Maybe they saw something. No one has said anything or more about it. Like I said, I go by the stats and probabilities. Middle of nowhere. You go into the business where one of these women worked, stayed at a hotel allegedly not too far also from the same locale. Two end up dead, and then your girlfriend ends up dead. So the only one alive is Brian Laundrie. Stay woke. Count the demographics of the town. How many crimes they have violence, such as death, murder. I'm not saying that a murder can't take place because one just did too.
I'm like Tracy. I'm still sitting on the fence about it.
Yes, Doris, it's a very troubling case. But I go by the statistics, and the data and the probabilities. 4 people are passing each other in a restaurant, sidewalk, in a small town, and in a 2-week interval, 3 are dead and 1 is on the run. Now, explain that logically to the queen. Yes, S. Lee. It would be strange to have 2 killers in that small area. Exactly. Could it be possible? Yes, anything's possible. But as I said, I weigh the stats and the probabilities of all the people who have passed the Grand Teton during that time of these deaths and roll the dice. What would the numbers be of more than 1 killer working at the same time? Now they say it's at least 50 to about to 100 perhaps serial killers working at one time during the U.S. at one given time, same time. So 3 murders in a week. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot, but I don't know that the
statistics. Because like you said, we're not talking about Atlanta. We're not talking about New York. Hell, we're not even talking about Knoxville. And Knoxville ain't got but, if they're counting the county, 400,000 people at the most, or under 500,000. So still. That town probably ain't even got 30,000 people.
If that.
If that. If that. So let's just say he did kill the 2 ladies. What would the reason be? You know, Trucker, you've been looking flustered this whole life. What's going on with you?
I don't know why.
Yeah, your mind, you seem heavy or you tired one? Which is it?
Tired.
Okay, you like me. I need some rest too. I'm going to check out of here. But that's sad information. I might go live a little bit later if I decide to bring any more information, because there's some other stories that I'm not, I haven't done updates on, Ahmaud Arbery and other stories, because these 2 cases are taking up all my time, because every day is something with these people. But let me tell you all something before I check out of here. And I want y'all to listen good to what I'm saying. You're entitled to your opinion about anything, because the queen don't really care. I bring my opinion. That's just me. It's my channel. You want a channel, you're going to make you one. You can talk about whatever you want on your channel. But this is my opinion. I bring you a source. I bring you the information. I let people talk. I let you chat. I let you come up on the panel. I may agree, I don't. But in the end, it's my channel. I give my opinion. But this is all foolishness, okay? All of it's foolishness. And we're talking about human life. So nobody should have to school you on human life. Nobody should tell you to put the shoe on the other foot to see what it's like. That's something stupid to tell another human. Hey, you want to put the shoe on of a dead person so you can see what it feels like, so you can have empathy. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But it will be something if we find out Brian Laundrie did kill those other 2 women. So now we're talking about a full-blown psychopath. Full-blown psychopath. And what would be the reasons for killing those women? You see, this is not a joke.
And what triggered him?
That's right. Whether it was Gabby Petito alone or now 2 others. It's too strange to not fathom it. Thank you, honey. So I don't play games when it comes to talking about death. We're talking about death. See, was missing at one time. Well, she's not missing anymore. She's dead. And 2 other women in the same area were brutally murdered. So it's not a game. It's not a game. They deserve better than what they got. And I realize a lot of you, something's wrong with you. So something's seriously wrong. See, that's the reason why we're talking about Gabby Petito right now. Because somebody, like some of you out there in the chat, went and killed that girl. And the only difference between Brian Laundrie and some of you in the chat is that you haven't been caught yet with your pants down. But some of you cut from the same damn cloth as Brian Laundrie. I see that. Well, you're not welcome here. You'll never be welcome here. Because I don't rock with that nonsense. It's despicable to even think of it, to aid a killer. Yes, it is possible. The guy that they found, what guy? You talking about Mr. Lowry? Well, they say he killed himself, if that's who you're speaking of, sweetheart. He killed himself, allegedly. It's just sad. This is sickening. And he's out there somewhere, possibly. Sometimes I just say, well, maybe it'd be good he is dead. Get an end to this. But that's the point. You got to have a body. No body. Where is the body? And some of you do believe he killed those other women. Perhaps. And then what would even be worse if there's more than one killer out there? Grand Teton. So now we're talking about Gabby Petito being murdered by her bum-ass boyfriend. And then somebody else went and killed those 2 ladies. How crazy would that be? Okay, Jennifer says 5,000. $5,000 is way worse than 30,000 with 3 deaths. Don't you think, Trucker?
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you so much. I don't see him going if he's apprehended. I think he would kill himself at that time. If he's not already dead, he would kill himself. He'd do like Mr. Sharkey, kill himself. Because that's the whole purpose of going on the run, right? Because I don't want to go to jail knowing I killed my girlfriend, knowing I unjustly killed my girlfriend. So I don't want to go to jail. But see, he could be walking around right now because there is no indictment for the murder of Gabby Petito for Brian Laundrie. So he was a fool to do all this, period. But then to come home and then go on the run if he's indeed alive. You could still be walking around right now, Mr. Laundrie. Because your parents didn't have a problem finding you a lawyer. So then that's what they would have done once the indictment comes down for murder. Get you a lawyer. Bond you out if they could.
Because he don't have the money for a lawyer.
If indeed they give him a bond. Let's go there, then I'm going to leave. Murder indictment. Find him if he's alive. What would the bond be?
What would the bond be? I would say about around 500,000.
100,000.
No, 500,000.
Well, you see what happened with that other guy. His was 500,000, and he's free now. The one that killed his wife, the one with that story that everybody's talking about.
But in this case, by the feds and all that, I think they'll go on no bond on him.
Okay. Because that other lady that was just murdered by her husband, he's on bond. He's free now, and I think it was a $500,000 bond. And somebody said they were shocked that the bond was that low. But to us, that's high. For regular pilgrims, okay?
But if the court gives them a bond, I probably don't know how high they would set it, but I hope they don't give him no bond.
Okay, Val says he will be a flight risk, no bond. Yeah, Barry Morphew. Thank you, Jen. Denise says no bond. Teresa says, I don't think he would get a bond. If he does, it will be sky high. Yes. Right. He ran once. Right, Denise. S says it depends on the evidence. Miss Didi says no bond due to the warrants issued and he never turned himself in. Okay. He's a snake. They shouldn't give him another chance to run. Yes. No bond either, Kim. No bond. Everybody's on a bond. 5 million bond. Well, we have to see. Melanie says the same thing. No bond. He's a runner. But see, that's the whole thing. We've seen cases of people getting a bond and they made the bond. They found the money some type of way because they got people who rallied for them. Friends, family, famous people who come to the aid of people, such as the issues with the Rittenhouse case. Somebody famous, Ricky Schroeder, came forward with money. And other people donated money. Thank you, Teresa, for that super chat. Thank you. Oh, honey, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Jack says no bond in a cell with no window. You know what they should do? If they find him, if and when, let's claim that. When they find him, give him a view of the Carlton Reserve or Reserve like. A nature trail. What do you think about that? No, Rags. I haven't followed that story, Rags. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much, sweetheart. When they put him behind bars, they should give him a view of a hiking trail. He likes to hike. Give him what he wants.
That's right. He does.
Rags, I hadn't heard. I don't follow that story. I just see it in the queue every blue moon, but I haven't followed the story. I can't understand how not one person, a friend outside the family, doesn't know where he is. You all see. Okay, all plastics. Golly, y'all see. Hey, Mildred, how you doing? Good to see you, darling. Yeah. And don't you find it also strange? Not one friend that he has, good friend, has come forward to say hello. My name is such and such. We talked. We hung out. He's not that guy. He would have never done that to her. I mean, okay, what's wrong? He stole her money, but nothing. Not one friend. And let's go back to who is the source that said the phone was left with the wallet. That person has not been identified yet. Close friend to the Laundrie family gave the statement that the wallet was left and the new phone. Who is that person? Is it Mr. Bertolino? Because then that means you told somebody else the story. Are you following me now?
Yep.
Because if it's not Bertolino, the lawyer, then you told the story to somebody else, Mr. and Mrs. Laundrie. And I do believe somebody's going to get hurt. That's the point I meant to make just now when I was giving my aid and abetting speech. Mr. Laundrie tore down the signs and the makeshift memoriam out there on his property because he's now frustrated. If you all don't stay away from that man's property, somebody's going to get hurt. I do believe he's about to start acting out, and perhaps the real Mr. Chris Laundrie is going to reveal himself. Stay woke. Because now I think he's become fed up. Because now he's decided to cut the grass. He's now taking down the makeshift memoriams, picking up baskets. And obviously he was out there yesterday snatching stuff down. He's fed up now. He's tired of playing with you all. And I think you're going to finally see the real Mr. Chris Laundrie. That's why I keep trying to tell you people, you have to be careful the things that you're doing. Because you think you're a right fighter, you may end up like Gabby Petito. Because somebody could follow you home. Doesn't have to be Chris or Miss Roberta. It could be somebody else that wants to be a right fighter and show you what it's like to be harassed as well. Because no matter if you believe the Laundries are involved or not, you're still disturbing the peace of the other neighbors in the neighborhood. And it doesn't matter if those neighbors agree with the Laundries or not. That is also their neighborhood, and they have a right to a peaceful existence where they pay their bills. You see, it's not just about the Laundries. Other people live there too. And you all are making it all about the Laundries. So you feel like you can just go bogart these people's property, raising hell, news stations camped out on the lawn, this and that. That's somebody's choice if they want to pay the news people. I mean, get money from the news people. But the point still remains, other people live on the block, in the neighborhood, and you're causing a distraction, traffic, hooping and hollering. It's only a matter of time somebody's going to lash out, and it's not going to fare nicely. Then we'll be talking about another injured or dead person in relations to a dead woman. Now, how is that justice? It's not. Hello, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to check out of here because I'm on call for work right now. But I thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. The description is in all of my videos and this said video. If you need verification for the sources I brought you, thesun.com is one of the sources in this commentary. The Sun gives a lot of information. So when you go into their articles, it'll be more than one. It'll give you everything pertaining to the Petito and Laundrie case. If you go into thesun.com, I want to thank Trucker for joining me, the mods, Miss Broomer. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Rax, for coming along. The information in this video was pertaining to Summer Wells. There was a prayer vigil for her in Rogersville last week. Her parents are now migrated to Hollywood to talk to Dr. Phil pertaining to the narrative that they're going to spin, which we already know is a bunch of BS. And also the Laundrie hunt still on. Miss Petito getting justice for her. I brought you said information with a source. Her parents believe that the Laundries know where their son is. They've always known. And their behavior is their indicator to them that they know where Brian Laundrie is. I also brought you commentary pertaining to the exercise that the law enforcement did last week, which I thought was very disrespectful, because you allegedly were supposed to be looking for Brian Laundrie, yet you would do an exercise on the same lawn, reserve, where you're looking for a fugitive, which makes no sense. You could be trampling evidence. Does that make any sense? Thousands of places you could do a police exercise, sheriff exercise in the state of Florida, neighboring counties. You would choose to be in the same place where you are looking for a fugitive. That makes so damn sense. Thank you, Peace. Thank you so much. Stupid. I do believe Northport has dropped the ball pertaining to this woman's death. I do not know what they've said to the family, what the family has told them, if they even have had a formal interview interrogation with Brian Laundrie. That is something I would like to hear. That yes, we sat down and spoke with him about this, and this pertaining to the disappearance of Miss Petito before he went out there allegedly in the reserve. That's what I would like to hear. That someone spoke to Brian Laundrie about her disappearance. And what did he say? And how is it the FBI lost him when allegedly they were watching him? Or was it indeed Northport was watching him? He got away to the reserve. What is the truth? Where is Brian Laundrie? Is he alive or dead? Have we been looking and watching content pertaining to a dead man? Because the only source pertaining to him being in the reserve is from Chris and Roberta. And they would say anything on behalf of their son. And we've seen tonight, many would aid their own child in a murder because they're obligated to. Good luck with that. Because you see, one day you'll have a turn. And you better hope that you fare well in aiding your child in murdering another life. Because you know the old saying, what goes around comes around. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. You all have a blessed week. Talk to you guys later.